Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Texas Longhouse Mead. I'm Carlos, and this is part 2 of our Bochet Acerglyn. So our Bochet Acerglyn has been fermenting for roughly 3 weeks now. It's finished out. It stopped at 1.002 and hasn't moved for about 4 days now. So we're gonna go ahead and rack it over into our glass carboy, and then we're gonna back sweeten it with some maple syrup after we stabilize it. So let's get it going. Now that we have it racked over in our glass carboy, we're gonna go ahead and stabilize it. But before we do, we're gonna give it a taste test to see how it's developed so far. So everything's been sanitized, the carboy's been sanitized, all the utensils we're using has been sanitized. So before anyone says, oh, you forgot to sanitize, it's all been sanitized. So that's what it looks like so far. Nice brown amber color. You can tell, it's just finished fermenting, but I still get some of the toffee notes from the caramelization of the honey. We used avocado blossom. It smells good. I don't smell any of the maple syrup in there, but let's give it a taste. Ooh, I don't get any of the maple syrup, but I think it adds some complexity to the Bochet honey because it has a good, dark, robust taste, toffee, almost a little chocolate taste behind it. It still has, you can smell the alcohol on it. I want to say it's like 10, 11% or 12%. But, give it some time to mellow and everything. That's actually gonna be pretty good. So we can go ahead and add our potassium sorbate and metabolic sulfite. And we're gonna let it sit for 24 hours, and then we'll add the maple syrup then. All right, for this one, for these additions, we have them broken down into 3 individual gallons, or 2 1-gallons and a half gallon down there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add oak to 2 of them, and then the third one we're gonna be adding chocolate vanilla, as cacao nibs and vanilla beans. But we're also gonna add vanilla to each one of these to kind of help bring out the Bochet and the Acer maple and everything, tie everything together. But first, go ahead and give you guys a little tasting of it. It's nice, clear, nice, beautiful color. toffee right off of the nose. If I remember correctly, well, we used avocado blossom for this one that we bochet for 50 minutes at 225. I get toffee, earthy notes. I get the maple syrup that comes through. I forgot that I had I stabilized it, back sweetening with some more maple syrup. I added enough maple syrup to bring it to a gravity of 1025. My math was a little off when I was figuring out the amounts because I poured the maple syrup first and I lost track of what the weight of the bottle was and just wasn't paying attention. But this is what we have so far. After I back sweetened, I let it sit for almost 3 weeks to kind of let everything blend together before I started trying to add anything to it. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Oh, that's nice. You get the maple syrup from the back sweetening because once maple syrup's fermented, it kind of loses its flavor. But back sweetening with maple syrup, it's a dark or rich, robust taste. So it's nice, smooth. You get the avocado blossom bochet that comes through with the toffee, earthy notes, almost a little bit malty. Oh yeah, it's good. Definitely needs some tannins, which the oak will add. Hopefully the cacao nibs will add the chocolate to the tannins to the bochet. If not, we'll come back and hit that with some wine tannins, or maybe even just throw a little bit of oak so that way it's not overpowering, just something to add to it. But we'll figure that out at the end. But that is good. It has nice legs on it too. So here we have Hungarian oak, American oak. It's 1 ounce of each per gallon. Just that way it's a good light flavor, doesn't overpower everything, helps accentuate everything together. I soaked them in water with some potassium metabisulfite overnight, so that way through the manufacturing process, whatever dust, dirt, or whatever little wood particles, granted it can add tannins, but just not knowing exactly how they're processed, it's not like I made them myself. So sometimes I've found like small little bugs in there before, so that's why I use some metabisulfite. Helps sanitize everything, get a lot of that manufacturing dust and dirt off, but also adds a little bit more sulfite to your brews when you're adding stuff into it, since you are opening and moving stuff around. So we'll go ahead. This is a Hungarian, so we'll go ahead and just chop these in real quick. Well, actually, I got the vanilla beans, cut them in half. I cut the ends off, split them in half, and then we're gonna throw 1 vanilla bean in each. So there we go. There's that one. Oh, lost one. Put that on. So that's the Hungarian one. This is the American. The Hungarian, to me, like I've said in my other videos, lends itself to more of a sweeter profile, whereas the American gives it more of that whiskey bourbon one. So this is this year's winter brew. So it's towards the end of August, so there'll be plenty of time. Oh, making a mess over here. Oh, almost forgot our vanilla bean. Stick that in there. Push that back. Now this one, because it is half a gallon, I have half an ounce of cacao nibs. They were toasted in a pan just for like 5 minutes. Just once you can start getting a good chocolate smell off of them, you'll want to take them off, get them out of the pan so that way you don't over roast them. These ones are from the Meridian Cacao Company out of Ecuador. Bam, right there. There you go. So So we have a hop stock here, just that way it makes it easier to control, take out when we're ready to, so that way we can just leave it in there and not have to keep racking over, because that's the only half-gallon carboy I have. I do have a growler that we could put it into, but I think it's filled with other meat right now, so I'm gonna have to buy some more. But the hop stock's been sanitized. I spray some Star San in it on the inside, on the outside. Just drape it over a cup, so that way when I pour stuff in there, you have something to hold it. So go ahead and take this off. We'll stick our vanilla bean in there for now. Tie the hop stock off. You can roll it in cheesecloths. Like in my other video, I used cheesecloths that I made like a little cigarette roll out of, cigar roll. This time I got cheesecloths or hop stocks, just because it's easier to handle. And these ones say they're washable, so if I can reuse as opposed to wasting, why not? So dunk that a couple times just so it soaks. Push that in there. There we go. So we'll come back. These will sit for 4 to 6 weeks at least. 8 weeks is, I think, is where the max I'm going to do with it, but of course I'm going to taste it as it's going along. The chocolate, you definitely want to taste as it goes along to find the chocolate profile that you're looking for. But for me, the cacao nibs is usually right around 2 weeks. Take those out. Probably leave the vanilla beans in there for a little bit longer, just because it's going to take some time to extract. But the cacao nibs, you know, after a week, I'll start tasting it and seeing how that goes, and then take it out when it gets where I like it. So until then, good luck. If you like our video, make sure you subscribe and hit the like button, share with your friends. Also come over to our Facebook and Instagram pages and give us a like there, and stay up to date with anything and everything Texas Longhouse bead.